Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Blood Splatter Chatter, doing something different today. I'm going to show you guys how I make a part 3 Jason mask. To clarify, to specify, this is the mask, the version of the mask before he gets hit with the axe at the end of the movie. Is it going to be the most completely screen accurate thing ever made, ever? No, definitely not. But is it going to be super cool and passable as a part 3 Jason mask? Definitely. Will there be blood? Oh, yes. So for starters, of course, you got to get yourself a blank. A lot of them out there, a lot of different options. Look on Amazon, look on eBay, look at your local Goodwill, things like that. But what you're going to want to keep out for, you see these bottom 2 holes that are going at a different angle than all the holes around them? This is a very common mask, one of the most common blanks that you'll see. And they're good. I've made a bunch of them. They look cool in the end, but they are really flimsy compared to some of the other ones that you can get for almost the same price. I will put a link down in the description for where I buy my blanks. Next, you need some 120 grit sandpaper. You're going to want to hit the whole thing. Make sure you're hitting the eyeballs as well. And this is just going to make sure that the paint sticks to the mask. After that, get some blue tape and cover up the little button dealios there. And you're ready to put some paint on this thing. All right, so you've sanded your mask, you've taped off your button snaps. So next step, we're gonna wanna hit this bad boy with some flat gray primer. This is gonna do 2 things. First, it's gonna make the paint stick to it even better. Secondly, and more importantly to me, it's gonna add some nice texture when you put the damage in the mask later. So I put 2 coats of primer on there, and I did sand it with 600 grit sandpaper in between. So I forgot to film here putting on the first coat, but what I'm using here is Krylon Satin Meringue. I had to order it on Amazon. I couldn't find it at like Walmart or any of the stores around me, but you're going to want to put on about 2 or 3 coats of satin meringue. I'm going to use stickers here, but I used to use a stencil, which is way more of a pain in the ass. You can find stencils online. You just tape it off with some blue tape and paint in between, and it works pretty well. But these days, I do go ahead and just spring for the stickers. It's a lot easier. Still a bit of a pain in the butt, but a lot easier. So getting them lined up is the tricky part. Getting them symmetrical, almost impossible. But luckily, when you actually look at the part 3 mask, at least the ones on the right and left, they definitely do not line up the same way. And if you look out there online, most custom Jason masks that are made, none of them are symmetrical. And they still look cool, so don't sweat it. So here is the way that I like to start off by putting the damage on. I look at it as there's 5 key pieces of damage that if you put these on the mask, it will look like a part 3 mask. And then you could add your own embellishments afterwards. But I start with the nose, and then the forehead, his right eye, our left, on his left side of the face, our right, and then this bit of damage here below his left chevron. So best advice I can say for actually doing the damage, just get in there. Get yourself up in there, get in close, kind of pay attention to what you're doing, and try to make it look as natural as possible. I like to get in there and try and use as many sharp lines as possible. It might be a weird way to do it. I don't know if everybody would dig the aesthetic of it, but I do. I think it looks pretty cool. By the way, I am using like the dullest X-Acto knife of all time right here. I need to buy another one, but in some ways it actually works pretty well. All right, so once you have your 5 areas in, just ding it up, damage it up, try and switch directions up and find the spots in between those 5 starter spots that need some work and just add it in. All right, so once you've added your damage, got some of that aggression out of your system, it's time to switch it up and use some finesse, because we're about to add my favorite part, the dirt. So when adding the dirt, there are 3 main moves that I do. I do a dab, I do a wipe, and I do another dab. But a different kind of dab this time. This is a clean dab. I'll show you. Basically, I'm trying to just dab straight up and down, putting the paint on. Then I'll kind of wipe it around in different directions, maybe add a little bit more, and then get a clean part of the rag and dab some of it off. And kind of just mix it up. Don't do it in the same order. Mix it up, And the trick is you're trying to like cover the entire mask with paint while still keeping the original color that the mask is. And then I like to go in there afterwards at all the main spots of damage. I like to make sure I get a little bit of dirt in there and then kind of clean off the edges around it. So this next step is definitely optional, but I'm adding a little bit of a silhouette to this one. Just using a dab
one more goddamn time
of black paint, and then whatever kind of fluffy brush this is. Again, just dabbing it in there, wiping off as much of that black paint as you can, and then painting it on nice and smooth. I actually could have added quite a bit more to this one. I usually do. I think I got afraid to screw this up for you guys. But once you've added your silhouette, you can go back through with 80 grit sandpaper or 120 if that's all you got. That'll work. Then you go through and just scrape it off. This is great if you add too much. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to take a good amount of it off. Don't go crazy or anything, but you will be able to take a good amount of it off with sandpaper afterwards. Now I really like this effect. Don't overdo this, but I like to just place the sandpaper on there and give it a twist every now and then, and it just varies up the damage that's on there. All right, now for another one of the most fun parts, and honestly one of the scariest parts, is adding the blood. I'm using Apple Barrel Barn Red acrylic paint here. I got it at Walmart. And a toothbrush. You're gonna want to add a little bit of water to the paint. It makes it fling a little bit easier. It makes it splatter a bit better. So get in there, just do little delicate flips of the thumb and add as much blood as you want. All right, so now it's time to hit this bad boy with a clear coat. This is going to protect all the fancy work that you just did, and if you use a gloss clear coat, it's going to make it nice and shiny, which gives it a bit of a wet look, which I think works pretty well for Jason, especially for the Part 3 mask. If you look at him, it's pretty shiny in the movie. Final step, going to add a little bit of damage to the mask. Just get some brown paint and some raw sienna or whatever kind of light brown you have. Gunk up the whole thing, use some sandpaper, scratch up the buttons, snap them on this thing, and you are good to go. You have yourself a passable Friday the 13th Part 3 Jason mask. All right, so first off, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you're making a super cool looking mask right now. Here's the one I just made, and here's how you can win this bad boy. We actually plan to do at least 2 or 3 big giveaways on the channel this September and October during Horror Fest 2025. And the first of those is coming right up. It's September 4th. We're talking about Halloween 1978, playing some slasher themed trivia games and giving away this Jason mask. Actually, I'll give you options. I've got a few things. I'd give you any one of these masks if you win. How do you win? You just got to be the winner of the trivia in the chat. And you can get a head start on that. You get 1 correct answer by commenting down below. Any comments on this video will count as 1 correct answer when you show up at the live stream on September 4th, Thursday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Unfortunately, this is for the continental United States only. I'm sorry. Other opportunities to win a mask will be September 25th. We're going to be doing a zombie double feature, talking about the found footage foreign film Wreck and One Cut of the Dead. We're going to be playing some zombie themed trivia that night. Come hang out, win the competition, win a mask. And then finally on Halloween night, we're talking Pieces from 1983, playing some trivia. Come win a mask. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Hit the like button, sub up to the channel. Come hang out with us on Thursday nights, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We pick a new movie each week, get together, and we break it down. It's a ton of fun. Happy Horror Fest, y'all.